I'm very happy today because I finally get to talk about something that I like, and I get to recommend to you guys a manga. Which is not a great thing because usually when I talk about positive things, I get less views than when I complain and moan about things. And this gives me a deeper insight into video game journalism and why they are so negative recently. Now, if you're not used to manga, then what I'm going to describe to you is going to sound incredibly crazy, incredibly over the top, but I guarantee to you that somehow all the pieces manage to fall nicely together and create an entertaining and worthwhile story. So the manga is called the Ayakashi Triangle, and it has the protagonist Matsuri Kazamaki and his childhood friend Suzu Kanade. Suzu being described by the other protagonist to be, and I quote, thick AF. Now, both of these characters have the ability to see Ayakashi. Ayakashis are, to roughly translated, spirits. And most of these spirits, they do not have any power in the real world. With the exception of some Ayakashi, which are incredibly powerful and they do hurt humans. Think of it like angry poltergeists. And these strong Ayakashi are especially attracted to humans that are Ayakashi mediums, which Suzu Kanade happens to be. These are humans that have very powerful life force. And if a spirit manages to absorb the life force of one of these humans, they level up. They become far more powerful. So the stronger the Ayakashi medium is, the more spirits they attract. Well, I guess this is a good thing that Matsuri, the other protagonist, just happens to be, and I'm not making it up, an exorcist ninja. So a ninja that specializes in fighting these Ayakashi and exorcising them, sending them back to the spirit world. And if you think that the story has gotten ridiculous up till this point, just let me tell you what's happening next. In the very first page, we are introduced to a cat, which the girl really likes. And the ninja tries to kill the cat because he notices that it's an Ayakashi. And the girl says that she knew about it, but because it's a very weak spirit, she doesn't think that it can harm her. So they're having this fight, and the girl goes her way, and the ninja goes back to his house. As he gets back to his house, he speaks with his grandfather, which is the sensei, and when he names drops the cat, the grandfather freaks out, realizing that it's actually one of the most powerful Ayakashi in existence. And the only reason that they couldn't perceive its power level is because strong spirits have the ability to hide their power level. So the ninja rushes back, and as he reaches the girl, she was just about to be attacked by this cat. And he can't really fight it because indeed it is one of the strongest spirits in existence. So what he does is he tries to seal it, to seal its power away. And as he throws the seal, the spirit realizes that he is just going to be a stepping stone for the fucking that is going to eventually take place between the boy and the girl. Because this level of bravery and saving the girl from danger is going to blossom into a romance. So the spirit is very vindictive, and he doesn't want to be used like that as a reagent, a catalyst for a fucking between two young people, and as such uses a spell in order to transform the male ninja into a woman. Because two women, according to the spirit's wisdom, cannot have a romance going on. So now the main protagonist is a woman, and she is quite ushikushi, as they put it. And this creates for a lot of hilarity situations as he goes to school, well, she goes to school and now has to figure out how to woman, as well as how to make friends with other girls and how to deal with guys that are hitting on her. And on top of that, well, as predicted by the spirit, Suzu Kanade falls in love with Matsuri and wants to make him a guy again, which is why she doesn't allow for Matsuri to kill the cat. And yes, the cat is still on Earth, having most of its power sealed away. It can still do mischief and it still poses a danger. But Suzu says, no, don't kill it because it's the only thing that has the power and the ability to revert you back into being a guy. So that they can have a beautiful romance. Because, again, in this manga, it doesn't seem that ladies can be compatible with each other. Or, you know, maybe Suzu was just straight. She was born that way as a bigot and just didn't know how to, but here's the thing. The reason I really like this manga is that, well, it does have fighting elements to it, but it's also very comedic in nature. It's got a lot of light-hearted humor. It's got a lot of interesting scenes that make you chuckle. And it also shows why manga is popular. So if you don't know, one manga, just one, okay? Like not the entire manga industry, just one manga outsold more than the entire US comic industry put together. And when this happens, you really have to start asking a couple of questions. I mean, US comics are world-renowned. You go to Zimbabwe, and I'm pretty sure people there have heard of Batman. You go to Shanghai, and I'm pretty sure people there have heard of Superman. So how is it that these popular IPs are unable to now compete with black and white drawings, for fuck's sakes? And I think the explanation happens to be in the way America is now producing art. You see, it's not about just an artist that tries to release its creativity in the world. It's about the corporatization of making art. Everything happens on an assembly line. Everything is written by committee. And it completely stifles creativity. The reason this manga works is because of its creative nature. It is so outlandish. It is so out there that somehow it just fits together and it makes it for an enjoyable reading experience. And you don't find that in the West. There is no more originality anymore. In the West, everything, like even if you look at the comic books, overwhelming amount of them are with superheroes. Like, they don't even try new things anymore. And this is just something completely new. Doesn't try to take itself seriously. And of course, political correctness doesn't play a part. Because, like, this type of manga would never fly in the West. All of a sudden, you'd have people talking about transgender issues, and it would be like, oh my god, accusations of homophobia. It's like, why these people cannot just love each other if they happen to be women? Like, what is the problem? And then you'd have, like, the damsel in distress trope. It's like, why is the guy having to save the girl? And meh. I mean, I am 100% convinced that the activists on the Twitter and the Nuns Era forum, they would manage to tear this apart and explain to you in a million ways why it's problematic. In fact, you give them 10 pages of these comic books, and they will write books, like entire literature, and on why the comic book is not only harmful, but it's hurting actual people in real life, and why it shouldn't exist, and why people who read it are bad people and shouldn't read it. So, yeah, I mean, that's my analysis of it. Japan really has the ability to maintain its freedom of creativity. It doesn't write by commission. It doesn't have like this soulless corporate way of making art. And, you know, there's advantages and disadvantages. Like some mangas don't manage to make it past a couple of issues because people don't read it. But others, they definitely seem to be popular and people pick them up and eventually they become animes and stuff. So, yeah, I definitely prefer this level of writing. Oh, and the art style. Like, the art style is absolutely subarashi. It's very beautiful to behold. And I'm pretty sure that it would also be called problematic by problematic people. Yeah. So, again, Ayakashi Triangle. So far, everything that I recommended on this channel, I have gotten DMs from people that followed my recommendations and said, wow, V, that was actually a good thing. Yes, I liked the kingdom. I liked your recommendations. I enjoyed the platform. And yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys are going to get a little bit of entertainment out of it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And if this video gets popular, I will recommend more mangas. There's another interesting one with a succubus and a hitman. That's also something that's worth talking about. And do subscribe to this channel because it helps me out. I noticed a lot of people who are watching this aren't subscribed. And if you subscribe, it tells the algorithm to share my videos. And then the more people I get watching this, the more I can focus on this channel. As usual, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.